Hey guys, what's up? So this week, what I want to do is show you how to have a threesome on Tinder, or really any other app for that matter. And I know for some of you, it might feel like it's a bit of a fantasy, or it's too difficult or out of your reality. But the truth is, if you can have sex with one girl, then you can have sex with two using this 7-step formula that I'm about to go through and show you. And I'm even going to give you real life examples. You can basically just copy what I did. All right, let's get right into it. All right, guys, now before I go through and actually break down and show you those text messages between me and the two girls, I want to show you exactly the methods that I used. So step number one is essentially just sleep with a girl. Now, if you haven't really been able to get a girl over from Tinder yet, then check out our free content, right? We have other videos, we have courses on our website, we have a free Facebook group. But that's your first step, is sleep with one girl. So step number two is create this very open-minded, non-judgmental frame. Now, if this girl that you sleep with, if you become attached immediately after the first night you're with her, you're sending her messages all the time, you're giving her all this validation, you become really needy and obsessed, you're treating her like a girlfriend, then she's never gonna be down for a threesome, right? She's gonna either have feelings of jealousy come up in this dynamic, or she's gonna feel a little bit judged that you're expecting her to act more sexually open than you're actually treating her. So just keep that in mind. Keep this very open-minded, non-judgmental frame. Step number three is get your mindset right. Now, this is going to be the foundation of everything that you learn. It all starts with your mindset. In this case, you really need to believe that women love threesomes. This isn't something you're trying to do for you. You need to understand that women actually really enjoy this. And it's not just some Pornhub myth, right? If you actually look at the stats, 50% of women fantasize about other women. 50% of women are hooked up with another girl. And it's not even this whole idea of being bi. 15% of straight women have slept with another girl before. So it's really important to know and understand that before you go into this. So stop asking if she's bi or waiting for the perfect girl to come along or putting judgment on straight women for being more sexually open and curious. There's a biological and social difference between men and women. Just because you aren't picturing sucking your friend off doesn't mean that these girls aren't open to the idea of being with other girls. Step number four is seeding the idea. You want to do this from the very beginning. You don't want to create this long relationship and then bring up the idea. Pretty much on the first night, first date, I'm asking the girl what her sexual fantasies are. One, it's going to help you be better in bed if you know exactly what she likes, but it's going to give her the room to bring up ideas around this, around threesomes. And it's going to give you the opportunity to ask something like, hey, have you ever been with a girl before? Remember, don't ask if she's bi, because she might not be, right? But just ask, has she done it before? And now she either answers with, yeah, I have. And then you can say, yeah, sure, I think it'll be fun for us to do too. Or she says no. And here you just simply ask why, right? Just curiously, you don't need to hound or anything, but just, I'm curious, how come? And if you ask in that way, where you just assume it's normal, she's gonna feel more free to talk about it. Step number five is simply dealing with any of these concerns. If a girl's never done it before, she's often going to be worried that she's left out. Maybe you get this new girl over and you're showing her all the attention and now she's left sitting in the corner. Or maybe she's a little bit insecure, or she doesn't want to participate in certain activities. So just talk to her about it. Explain exactly what's going to happen and really paint her that picture. And if you've never done this before yourself and you're not sure, then keep watching the end of the video and I'll explain exactly what's involved. Step number six is find the third. You can do this a bunch of different ways. You can take the girl out. You can go to a club or in a bar and try and meet another girl that way. Maybe she has a friend in mind. She can go on Tinder. You can create a couples account. What I'm about to show you is a method where I met two girls from Tinder and basically connected all three of us together. Before I do show you that, let me know in the comments if you want me to go through and show you any of these other methods if you already have a girl with you to try find a third. So now we have two separate girls that we met from Tinder. We've created these open-minded frames with them. We've seeded the idea of a threesome. They're down. And now what we need to do is introduce them to each other. So that brings us to step number 7, which is introduce the girl. You can simply do this by saying, I have the perfect girl for you. And that's the important part. Make it about the girls, not about your selfish fantasy of two girls sucking on your dick, but make it about their experience. Let them know that they can share this with someone that can lead, someone that's going to be open-minded and non-judgmental this experience, and really make it happen for them. So let's look and break down how I made it happen with these two girls. If you want to see the full Tinder interactions before I actually slept with them the first time, then I'm going to post those down in the description below. But otherwise, let's get right into it. All right, guys. So girl number 1, you can immediately see that she's asking to see me again. She's interested in a round 2. And this girl's actually really funny. She's very good at texting. So she tried meeting up with me and I kind of implied that her ex flaked on her. You can see in the messages here. And she flips that and suddenly hints about wearing outfits to get me more interested. As you can see here, she continues to send me a photo of herself. Now, you gotta be careful, right? Most guys fall into this trap of either kind of ignoring and dismissing it, and the girl never feels comfortable sending photos of herself again, or they get just overly excited like a little schoolboy, and you kind of just look a little bit childish, right? So in this situation, what I prefer is if you find a balance, right? You can see here I wrote, "This is giving me terrible thoughts." And that's a nice start, right? She's gonna be curious. It gives her a little bit of validation, but not too much. And you can see she starts continuing to send more photos. She starts to send more messages, and I keep encouraging it. And basically she goes for the meet now. And she tells me that she's gonna wear one of these outfits next time she sees me, and then actually invites me over. Now, I couldn't at this time because I was away, so I had to decline, but she did something again, really good texting, where she sent me another hot selfie and then was like, "Oh, sorry, it was meant for someone else." So she's trying to get me a little bit more interested, a little bit more reactive here, which I thought was great. So after this, I start thinking about seeding this idea of a threesome. And I tell her, I have a great idea for us. Now, I didn't say for me, I made it about us two. I tell her that we should find another girl for us. She said, "I thought you might say that." So she said this basically since I screened her earlier in person. We spoke about this a little bit in person. And it's funny, she actually uses another technique here. She asks to call, and when I say I'm busy, she says, "Sounds like a plan. I'll probably be busy a while tonight as well," shrug emoji. But basically from here, I ask her if she can find a girl, right, from Tinder. And at this point, she kind of tells me that she doesn't want to create an account like that in case her friends see, but she said she might have some people in mind. So I tell her, go for it, right? Try with your friends. So she finds someone and basically asks me, what does she do? What does she say? And this is pretty common in the fact that she's never done this before, so she's gonna rely on my experience. So I basically tell her, bring up the idea without putting too much pressure on it, and just emphasize how great the sex was between us two, and you basically just want her to come and enjoy a little bit of the fun. Again, we text a little bit back and forth, I send her photos as well, and the problem here was she actually broke her foot, and so we couldn't actually meet up. By the time we could, the girl that she had that was interested was like in a relationship now. So in the end, I was like, do you know what? It's fine. Like, I'm just gonna go find a girl, it's cool. So I figured out what day she was free. We said, okay, we'll meet up on this day. And then I went to find a girl, and that's what you'll see now. The next conversation, which is girl number 2. Again, if you wanna look at these screenshots, you can click in the description below. All right, so you can see here that immediately I keep it very casual and sexual. I tell her how nice she tasted, and then I re-spark the conversation by saying that I had a dream about her. Now I did this because I didn't want to suddenly just say, hey yo, I want to have a threesome, like what are you up to? Because we hadn't chatted for a little bit. So I just, again, brought up this idea of I had a dream about you, she asked what, and then I spoke about it. I remember being at my desk. You walked over in knee-high socks and a little skirt. Your ass looked so amazing. The next thing I recall is you bending over my desk while I was eating your pussy from behind, and as you were dripping wet, I slid my cock deep inside of you. It felt so real. She said, of course that's turning me on so much, it's too bad we can't make that a reality. So this is what I wanted. I wanted her to get a little bit excited. I wanted her to start thinking about seeing me again, and that's exactly what happened. So from here, I seeded the idea of the threesome. It's too bad. I actually have some other ideas for us. So she said, do tell. And then I basically asked, have you ever been with a girl before? She said, almost. We got interrupted before we got to the good part. How come? So this is a green light, right? Like she said she tried it before and she wanted to go further but wasn't able to. And I said, I thought it would be fun to get a girl over together. Again, this is about us, right? I'm not making this selfishly about me. It's about us and her pleasure. She now asked like, why the sudden interest? Since I hadn't messaged her in a while. So again, I referred back to, look, the dream just made me really think about you and want to see you again. So we go into a little bit of normal conversation, a bit of chit chat. And then I basically message and say, hey, I have a girl that's down. And we basically just organize each other's schedules and plan to meet up. Now, this takes it into our bonus step, which is the most important part of this whole entire talk, which is what do you do when the girls actually get over? If this is your first time, you're gonna feel pretty nervous. But keep in mind, the girls are gonna be more nervous than you. So when they arrive, just take them straight to your room, pop a bottle of wine, have a drink and get to know each other. Give the girls a chance, like introduce, right? You can just say, hey, Rachel, do you know Sarah studies this? Get the girls talking. right? After you chit chat for an hour, you maybe have a drink. Whoever is the most nervous or insecure out of the girls, just tell them to lay down and you're gonna give them a massage. Simple as that. That's a bonus step. Take her top off, get out some oil, and then you and one of the girls are just gonna slowly massage her. And this is just gonna build up and build up. There's gonna be sexual tension, there's gonna be chemistry. You can start making out with them, taking their clothes off, and it's gonna lead to your first threesome from Tinder. So I really hope you enjoyed that, guys. Smash the like button if you did. It's gonna help us get that video out to more people and grow our channel. Hit subscribe and get your bell on if you wanna be notified for videos that we release in the future. And let me know in the comments, have you had any experience with threesomes with girls from Tinder? Let me know if you want me to do a future video explaining any of the other methods. And otherwise, be nice and I'll see you guys next time.